everyone. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the conclusion of Memorial Day Mystery Weekend. If you guys weren't aware, for Memorial Day weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I uploaded a new video every single day on my main channel as well as on my Patreon. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this and, just use it as a little bit of a thank you for all of your support. My disclaimer, as always, this is an ASMR video, so I'm going to be whispering. And this is a true crime video, and this video in specific involves children and murder. So if you're not cool with that, if you're not comfortable with that, I understand, but this is not going to be the channel for you, or the video for you. This video is going to be about the Delphi murders, or as I think a lot of people call them or refer to them as, the Snapchat murders. This is a pretty recent story. It happened last year, so I'm going to go ahead and not waste any more time and just go ahead and get started with it. Abby Williams, and Libby German were two best friends in the 8th grade at Delphi Community Middle School in Delphi, Indiana. These two girls were basically inseparable. I think at some point in your childhood, every girl or just everybody in general has a friend that is basically like their sibling, and that's what Abby and Libby were. They'd known each other since a young age. They enjoyed hiking, fishing, camping, and riding ATVs. The town itself in general was just kind of an outdoorsy style town, so that was pretty normal. Abby loved volleyball, and Libby played first base on the softball team. And Libby actually ended up convincing Abby to join the school softball team with her so they could spend even more time together. In addition, they both also loved music, and they both played the alto saxophone. They loved painting and crafts. They were just really sweet girls, like extraordinarily kind for their age. Abby knitted hats for babies at local hospitals, and Liberty liked to bake cookies and leave like little sweet notes for her family. So just really, really sweet, kind-hearted girls. I couldn't find what Abby wanted to be when she grew up, but Liberty wanted to be a science teacher, she said, because she wanted to solve crime. So that, along with how recent it is, that kind of spoke to me, because I mean, that's what we want to do, right? We want to solve crimes, all of us. On Sunday, February 12th, 2017, Abby had a sleepover at Libby's house. School was closed the following Monday because of an unused snow day, and they spent their weekend just doing what teenage girls do. They were, they were playing outside, then they'd stay up late just laughing and giggling and probably bothering up whoever was taking care of them at the time or in charge of them. The next afternoon, they decided to go to the Moon and Eye Bridge, which was a common place for teenagers to hang out. Like I said, this is an outdoorsy kind of town. Like, they weren't like playing video games or anything. They wanted to be outside. Libby's grandma, who was in charge of the girls, said that that was fine, but only if they could get a ride back home. So at 1:30 p.m., Libby's older sister dropped them off, and her father was going to pick them up in about 2 hours. The girls were just adventuring around, and it was last year, minutes later, he pulled into the parking area and the girls weren't there. He proceeded to text her again with no answer. He then decided to call her. No answer. He began to get worried and decided to walk the trail to search himself. He searched for about 15 minutes before deciding to call his own mother. She also tried to contact Libby, and there was no luck. She then called her husband, so Libby's grandpa, who left work to help Derek search for the girls. The two spent an hour looking before the sun started to go down, and they called the police to report the girls missing. Now, I know that a lot of people would probably say that that's suspect that they look for so long without police. But, I don't know, people react to things differently, and I think that that's a very, I don't want this to sound bad, but a man instinct is I can do it, I can find them, I'm not gonna panic, maybe they just got lost. So I really don't think that it's suspect, but I'm sure that a lot of people would say that it is. So they called the police, and the family used social media to spread awareness. By 6 p.m., hundreds of the residents showed up to search, in addition to the state police, the county sheriff, the fire department, and the natural resource police. They tried to ping Libby's cell phone, but there were negative results. Police ended up calling off the search at midnight due to the darkness, and they said that they would recommence in the morning. During this time, the Carroll County Sheriff, Toby Lesenby, made a statement that there was no reason to suspect foul play. At sunrise the next day, the search resumed. The local police enlisted the FBI and dive teams in addition to the volunteers and, their police that were looking. Unfortunately, a little before noon, a volunteer found the bodies of the two girls near Deer Creek, about a half a mile away from the bridge that they were supposed to be on. Their bodies were transported to the coroner for an autopsy. At this time, the Indiana State Police Sergeant and the police chief stated that based on the way the bodies were found, foul play is suspected. Now, they didn't mention the identity of the victims, but this was a small community. I think it was a population of about 3,000 people. So they already knew. The school superintendent actually canceled all school-related activities for the rest of the week. On Wednesday, February 15th, state police and the county sheriff held a press conference. They confirmed that Abby and Libby were the victims and advised that a homicide investigation was underway. Now, this is why it is called the Snapchat murders, because they actually had a Snapchat picture of who was potentially their murderer. Police released a photograph of an unidentified male walking across the bridge the same time as the girls. At this time, he was not considered a suspect, but police did ask him to come forward for an interview. Now just, again, small community, they did all come together to help support the cost of funeral arrangements. And just to show how tight-knit and how much love there was for these girls, I wanted to include that the viewing for the girls was supposed to be from 4 to 8 p.m., but it got extended until 10:30 p.m. because so many people came to pay their respects. On February 19th, police officially listed the male in the photograph as a suspect. They admitted that the picture was captured by Liberty as she was recording Abigail on the hike. 3 days later, police unveiled a snippet of the male saying, was recorded on Libby's phone, hoping that someone would recognize the voice and come forward. Now, the picture is grainy, but the suspect is described as a middle-aged white male, between 5'6" and 5'10", 180 to 200 pounds, with red or brown or a combination of the two hair. He was wearing a blue windbreaker, blue jeans, brown shoes, and a brown undergarment that appears to be either a t-shirt or a fanny pack. Indiana police stated that they did have more evidence, but they wouldn't elaborate further. They also declared that Libby was a hero for having the presence of mind to record the suspect. Abby's mother also created a movement called Light Up Delphi, where she urged the town to install orange porch lights as a tribute. And businesses in Delphi actually sold out because of how quickly they were going, which I just think that that's really cool. I don't really live in a small town, but like anytime that an officer gets killed in the line of duty, I feel like everybody immediately has blue like porch lights up. So I just always think it's cool when a community can come together when someone's hurting. The Indiana Colts team owner also actually donated to the families in reference. On March 16, 2017, police said that over 12 search warrants had been issued in relation to the investigation. One of these warrants included the residence of 77-year-old Ronald Logan. He was involved because his house sat at the top of the hill that the girls' bodies were found at. The police told the public that this was a normal part of the investigation and that he was not a suspect. But for a long time, the community kind of clung to him and kind of was really accusatory towards him, but he was cleared. In July, police issued a composite sketch based on the photo that Libby had taken. The family did later appear on the Dr. Phil show in September to try to keep the case in the spotlight, but the case still remains unsolved. So, I don't really have any theories. I think that it's pretty clear that the man that Libby got a photo of is involved somehow, especially because he didn't come forward. I know that a lot of people would say that maybe he wasn't actually involved, but he didn't want to come forward because that was going to be the assumption, but I don't know, and I'm pretty sure that when the girls were taking pictures, it was kind of like, oh, there's this weird guy near us. Like, I don't think that they ever could have suspected that something like that would happen to them, and my heart really does go out to Abby and Libby's family. No parent should ever have to bury a child, so if you have any information about this case, I'll have a phone number and an email address in the description where you can report tips anonymously. As always, the link to my Patreon will be in the description, where you can find just 4 videos from this last weekend plus additional ones for just an